In today's video, a Magic the Gathering champion delivers an unexpected, soul-crushing play in the finals of this tournament. Today features Alden Cates, a rising star on the NRG series, and looking to finally become an NRG champion. But this tournament has now been set to hard mode because he's up against Grayson Nemets, who is not only a multi-NRG champion, but undefeated for 26 straight matches in the modern format. But that doesn't faze Alden, as he knows that records are made to be broken, as he plays a Johnny, Nikachu Pariah. For when it enters the battlefield, he gets a 2/1 cat token. Alden is playing the powerful Boros Energy deck, featuring a ton of expensive mythic rare cards, which will cost 5% less with my coupon code Nikachu when shopping at my sponsor FusionGamingOnline.com. He's got the deck, he's got the skills, but is it going to be enough to defeat the plot armor of Grayson Nemets?
Exactly the games that Alden wants to play with Flage.
Right, yeah, exactly. Just exchange resources is just inherently good for you, and that's a good spot to be in if you're energy. You just don't want to get run over.
Yeah, number one thing, don't die.
No blocks here, I think, called by Alden. Interesting. I don't see anything in front of it blocking. Gonna pull Johnny anyway.
Grayson takes his turn to play Monastery Swiftspear, a 1/2 creature with haste which attacks immediately into Alden's Wall of Cats. You see, Grayson is playing the lightning fast Prowess deck, a special ability which grows his creatures by +1/+1 when he plays a non-creature spell. And with 1 mana up, Alden knows that Grayson must be up to something. So Alden decides to not block with anything. Grayson says, "Be my guest," and casts Lightning Bolt to kill the Ajani, which also grows his Swiftspear to deal 2 damage. But now it's Alden's turn, and he's about to make it count.
If you block with the 2/1 cat, then Grayson can just say, well, I guess it would be kind of a weird position, right? Because if you block with the 2/1 cat, if Grayson casts a spell to save the Swiftspear, then you can flip the Ajani without Grayson having mana untapped.
So if the spell is Bolt Ajani, then you just lose everything, right?
He pays 2 life to play Sacred Foundry, and then summons the magic card, Flage, Titan of Fire's Fury. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to the Swiftspear, and Alden gains 3 life back. But a card this powerful has to have a downside. It has to be sacrificed unless its escape cost is paid, which is playing it from the graveyard for 4 mana and removing 5 cards from the graveyard from the game. And with 2 cards already in that graveyard, Alden only needs 3 more to put an end to Grayson Nemets.
I hear you. It's the finals. Come on now. All right, so we have to find a threat now. Does Grayson? I have to imagine we would put that first before Preordain if he had one. So good sign if you're Alden, right? You just flaged down the only threat that Grayson has. He's looking for another one. Does top a card off his Preordain. It's a land. Follow-up's the dart on the token.
Grayson plays Preordain, which lets him scry the top 2 cards of his deck, and so he decides if he wants to put any on top or on the bottom of his deck. Afterwards, he draws a card, then burns down the cat token with Lava Dart. But now he's out of creatures, and that's exactly what Alden needed to happen to take control of this game.
Gonna play the land, and that represents a redraw, but we're going back to Alden on an empty board. Gotta love your spot of your Alden. Follow-up, Ocelot Pride, has land number 4.
Alden takes his turn to play Ocelot Pride. It looks cute at first, but it's a powerful mythic rare with first strike and lifelink. But that's not all. If he gains life on his turn, he'll get a 1/1 cat at the end of his turn.
And we've already used them on Holy Heat. We're not even delirious anyway, so there's just a lot of ways this goes back. Wait, yeah, we are delirious. We have Preordained it. This was Spear. Okay. So our Unholy Heats work. We found Corey's Steelcutter. That's a start. I know.
Now, Grayson doesn't have any creatures in play, no creatures in hand, but he doesn't need them. Not when you're playing with Corey's Steelcutter, a 2 mana equipment that gives the equipped creature +1/+1, trample, and haste. But that's only half the power. By playing Lava Dart from the graveyard for its flashback cost, to kill Alden's Ocelot Pride, that activates Corey Steelcutter's special ability, Flurry. When you play your second spell each turn, you can make a 1/1 monk with prowess, and directly attach this equipment to it.
But this does fill the yard for Flage, as here comes a Corey Steelcutter.
But remember, Grayson, Alden still has Flage sitting in the graveyard. He only needs to remove 5 other cards to bring it back. Killing the Ocelot Pride is exactly what he wanted you to do. For at end of turn, Alden sacrifices his Flooded Strand. That makes it card number 4. Flooded Strand looks for a Plains card, the Elegant Parlor, and when it enters play, it lets Alden look at the top card of his deck and choose to keep it on top or put it into his graveyard. And guess what, Grayson? It couldn't go faster into that graveyard. That's exactly the 5 cards he needs to bring back Flage.
Yeah, Baba would be great. That'd be the draw if we can make that exchange line up.
Oh, wait a minute. No, you can double spell this turn. You can just go Floodmaw. You can go Mutagenic Growth the token to save it, and then Floodmaw the Flage to make a token on Alden's turn.
Alden reignites Flage, Titan of Fire's Fury, and it's back with a vengeance. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to Grayson Nemets Monk token. Your move, Grayson.
Be bad off if it's anything else. Like if it's just like an expressive iteration or whatever, right? Like that's great. You just have to take a turn off, play your Steelcutter, and then hope that Alden works on anything.
So I wonder if Grayson is thinking about not firing off the growth, because in his mind, maybe if, say, he draws a 1-drop, right? The next turn he can go Cutter, the turn after 1-drop growth, and I wonder if that's the consideration. But I mean, the upside of getting a token right now is so high. I think it's too strong, and you saw Grayson think about it.
It turns out it's going to take a lot more than Modern's most powerful mythic rare card to take down an NRG champion like Grayson Nemets. Alden fell right into Grayson's trap. And it's about time he showed off his skills playing the magic card into the Floodmaw, which returns the Flage back to Alden's hand. But Grayson isn't done just yet. He saves his monk from the Flage attack by growing it with Mutagenic Growth, paying 2 life to play it for free. And guess what? That was the second spell played this turn, which triggers Corey Steelcutter's special ability to get another monk creature. But remember, Flage was bounced back to Alden's hand, which means it's bound to come back to bite one of those monk tokens.
You're going to stay in this game is you need Alden's leftovers to be kind of weak, and you need this to happen. You need this to work out. Now, we know his leftovers includes a Flage, which isn't great, but he's going to be locked down on one of his land stakes to exert. Which means we're probably going to turn off to deploy this. He maybe picks off a token or whatever.
Another Corey Steelcutter? Now when Grayson plays double the spells per turn, it's going to create double the creatures and double the problems for Alden Cates. What is he going to do?
And then if we can line up double spell in the following turn, I really think you're in good shape overall. As we do go back to Alden, graveyard annihilated thanks to that escape attempt from Flage. Did work, did get a lot of lightning helix, but way less powerful than being able to enter and attack. So now what is the move for Alden?
Did not find a bauble last turn. Very curious to see what Grayson drew. Like you said, could be something like an expressive iteration. That would maybe be the next best thing. Because then, expressive likely going to find you that double spell turn, and that is what's going to sort of, Flage is good, but if you're going this wide and making 2 cutter tokens every other turn or whatever, then...
You asked for this, Grayson. Remember, it was you who bounced the Flage back to hand. And now it's back to kill off a monk and gain a precious 3 life, putting Alden up to 15. But that 15 isn't as high as it looks because Grayson still has 1 card in hand. And if he plays 2 spells next turn, he'll trigger both Steelcutters. And with nothing in play to block, Grayson will cut Alden's life total in half.
And you can kind of fight through the Flage that way.
It's expressive off the top, just now.
Oh, okay.
Huge 1 prowess already in play. I see.
These aggro decks always find this card when they need it. It's expressive iteration, which lets Grayson look at the top 3 cards of his deck. 1 will go into hand, 1 will go into exile, and 1 will go to the bottom of the deck. And Grayson only needs to find 1 free spell or a land to play the 1-drop in his hand to dominate with these Steelcutters. But wait a minute. He didn't find a land or a free spell.
Unholy Heat. I see Lightning Bolt. I see Slick Shot. No land?
It's a Lava Dart. Oh no, he didn't hit a land, so now we can't double spell. His hand is Lava Dart. Oh god, that's brutal. Yeah, see the shake of the head for Grayson. Just any land or bobble or mutagenic would have just blowed this game wide open here. But missing, that is going to be tough because Alden, I think, Alden's leftovers are what? I think it's Flage Discharge.
Because he could have Dart sacked a land in order to make it happen, but chose to go for like the not safer but higher upside play of the expressive iteration and bricked. So back to Alden we go. Arena of Glory unlocked, but Flage no longer able to be escaped. A lot of removal spells in hand. I see Bombardment and some Galvanic Discharges. That's going to complicate things, but I don't see a lot of threats. So Grayson may be okay here. He might have some time.
You're down a land, so you can't even cast the expressive next turn anyways. So I think Grayson's play was right, and like I said, any land or mutagenic or bauble would have just, he had a lot of hits.
Alden plays Goblin Bombardment, which lets him sacrifice creatures in order to deal 1 damage to any target. And that lets him make a little cute play with his Flage, for when it enters the battlefield, he chooses to deal 3 damage to Grayson's face, because he has other plans for that Monk token. You see, Flage is technically in play, and with Flage's sacrifice trigger on the stack, he activates the special ability of Goblin Bombardment, sacrificing the Flage, which was dying anyway, to kill the Monk token. Your move, Grayson.
And now we get to get cute with it. We get to go upstairs with the Flage and then sack it. And there's the land on time and on schedule. So we have Bolt, we have Dart.
Man, it's just
Can't
sleep.
get 16.
Bolt,
right.
Dart, and then flashbacks. So 13, 12, 11. Then I think it's 6. Yeah, so we can get him to 5. I think we can do 11 this turn.
Okay, that's not quite lethal, so I think we want to hold it. And here comes 2 monks coming to rumble. And especially saving the Dart for second spell.
Undefeated Grayson Nemets looks to stay undefeated. He plays Lightning Bolt and Lava Dart directly at Kate's face for a total of 4 damage. That activates the Steel Cutters, and Grayson cuts across for another 4 damage. But finally, Grayson has run out of cards in hand, and Alden still has gas in the tank. And with Flage in the graveyard, he has plenty of chances of getting back into this game.
It's another Surveil land to enable that, right? 2 Islets.
No, only one
Surveil
land.
He has Islets. He's playing Fiery Islets.
Yeah.
Okay. There's Fable the Mirror Breaker. That's scary if Alden gets another turn, but if you're Grayson, you really want to make that not happen. Gonna be hard to do against 2 Galvanic Discharges in hand, though. Alden's gonna have a blocker and 2 removals. Just gonna do it right now.
Alden's draw was excellent. It was the magic card Fable of the Mirror Breaker. It's a saga card. On Chapter 1, he gets a 2/2 Goblin token, which can potentially block some hasty creatures. But next turn on Chapter 2, he's able to discard the cards from his hand to draw that many cards. And that will help fuel the graveyard for the Flage. Oh, by the way, speaking of fueling Flage, Alden casts 2 Galvanic Discharges to kill off the 2 Monk tokens that are in play. And suddenly, it looks like it's Alden with the energy to finish off this game.
I think Rodney was playing 3 Preordains.
Genius! The man's a genius! She's like, it's a cantrip. We drew expressive iteration! Oh my goodness! Off the top!
What a rip! It's another expressive iteration! The plot armor is strong with this one. And with plenty of mana, this card is not going to backfire this time.
That's a spell! And we have Lava Dart, and we have multiple 1-drops hit. Here we choose Bobble instead. And now Alden's in some trouble at 8. Is this enough? I don't think so. It's only 6, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, Grayson Nemets. This is why he wins
Houdini.
the events.
He's Houdini. I don't understand it. All right, so we cast the Bobble. 2 tokens are now present. Gonna Bobble myself, looking at a Slick Shot.
Slick Shot.
That makes holding the Dart look much, much more appealing.
What's the card?
What a top deck from
It's a
Grayson.
Preordain, right?
My goodness.
I think he
Is
kept
it?
Preordain.
He
Yeah.
sure did. So that's 2 triggers.
Grayson plays his Bauble, and that's the second spell to give him 2 more monk tokens. Then he plays Preordain. And remember, these monks, they have prowess, and after the Preordain is played, they grow to 3/3 creatures. And with Alden at 8 life, he can't afford to take any more damage.
This lethal?
Oh my goodness. No, because you have to block. We have a token to block. So it'd be 8,
6,
but we get to go to 2 because of the token.
9. Or sorry, 8 mana 7 is 1, because yeah. He goes to 7.
Arithmetic! Beatdowns!
There's no window with Cutter, right? Because it auto attaches. There's no window to like kill the token before it attaches, right? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's still part of the ability resolving. You can't
Yeah,
do
it's the
something
whole
in between.
ability. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That came up with Hammer back in the day a little bit, if I remember correctly.
Grayson goes in for the attack as he senses this championship is coming to an end. It's only 6 damage, so Alden declares no blocks. He likes to live dangerously as he's willing to go down to 2 life, which is lower than my subscriber ratio.
Hammer back in the day a little bit, if I remember correctly.
Wait, what is Grayson doing? Oh no. Oh no!
It's like that one creature that auto snaps stuff on, and then there's the jar.
Oh no, did we say no blocks?
Did we see no blocks?
It's Lava Dart out of the graveyard! Alden forgot about that. It might look like Grayson's tapped out, but he can cast Lava Dart for its special flashback cost by sacrificing a mountain. And with that spell, it triggers the prowess on his monk tokens, attacking in for 8 damage.
Oh, you see, Alden went to put his head in his hands after combat.
He said no blocks!
Oh my
Grayson's
God.
gonna win this one! 2 games to 1 over Alden Gates and
Those sneaky flashback cards. Alden played so well all tournament to get this far, and it was only one small mistake that slipped the title and trophy out of his hands. But making it to the finals and going toe-to-toe versus an MTG champ is still something to be proud of. But for Grayson Nemets, it was just another day in the office for the still undefeated champion of Modern Magic. If you had fun, don't forget to let me know in the comments section below, and if you love this style of video, check these ones out over here.